unfortunate news regarding sports business manager and amateur basketball coach Christian Dawkins. His appeal was upheld in a conspiracy to bribe top-notch college coaches to pull NBA-bound players to their actual top colleges. And yeah, this is honestly, again, this is some very unfortunate and shameful news. So in 2019, the U.S. affirmed the convictions of Christian Dawkins and youth basketball coach Merl Code on a single conspiracy count. Dawkins was also convicted of bribery, and him and Code, they were acquitted on other charges. And prosecution resulted from a criminal investigation that exposed how financial advisors and business managers paid tens of thousands of dollars to college athletes, families, and coaches to attract them to top schools. And I have a quote here, and the quote is from the judge. His name is William J. Nardini. He said, and I quote, "We are unpersuaded by these arguments." And that's what he said. And he also said that the judges did not agree that the federal law used to convict the men should be limited as it pertains to the universe of agents to be influenced or the business of the federally funded organizations involved. Now, Dawkins, he was sentenced to a year and a day in prison, and Code was sentenced to 3 months in prison. And earlier this year, the court upheld the 2018 convictions that was at a separate trial of Code and Dawkins on similar charges related to payments made to players' families rather than coaches. And each of them were sentenced to 6 months in prison. And then convictions actually grew, and they actually had 10 arrests, including 4 assistant coaches who pleaded guilty to bribery conspiracy without a trial. And then the second trial, it includes claims. This is the second trial coming. It includes claims that bribes were paid to secure NFL-bound players as well into major schools as clients. And prosecution witness Louis Martin Blazer, a financial advisor, testified he paid football players from $100 to $3,000 to ensure they would eventually hire him while they were at the schools, including Pittsburgh, Penn State, Michigan, Notre Dame, Northwestern, North Carolina, and Alabama. He testified after pleading guilty to stealing from clients, including NFL players, to invest in film and music projects. Now, I'll start off with this first, Nate, but before I start, I just want to say that the source for this was ESPN Associated Press. So let me start off with this first, okay? We talked about so many recruitment violations, regarding college athletes and everything. And before I say anything, I don't want anybody really blaming these colleges. Okay, well, you should. And the reason some of you should, because these, again, they were doing this to college coaches. There were college coaches that were being paid to go recruit these, like they said, they were paying coaches and players' families, So again, I'm not sure who's involved and who's not. But let me say this, Nate, okay? We talked about so many bribery cases. We talked about so many cases in which there was bribery or there was violations of certain types of policy regarding NCAA. This is on another level, Nate. This is on another level. Okay? Like, this dude was a sports manager and amateur basketball coach. This guy was paying college coaches to go recruit these big guys. Okay? Not only that, he was bribing their families. Look, again, I'm not sure how many players were involved in this. I'm not sure what coaches were involved in this, but hey, he was handing out money. Him and that Merl Code guy, I don't know who they are, but they were handing out that type of money and stuff. And again, you can't be bribing to get people. I can't stand that. If you're going to recruit somebody, make a good pitch, but don't make it a pitch in which it's almost too good to be true. Don't make it a pitch like, hey, if you join my college, I'll give you $1,000. That's not the way to do it. Okay? Here's the problem I have with bribery, okay? A player should want to go to the college because they feel like they would love to go to that college. You understand what I'm saying? Not because they're getting paid millions, not millions, but thousands of dollars to go to the colleges. Not because of that, but because they want to go to the college. Okay, toss the money aside. Do you really want to go to this college? All right. And that's the pitch that a lot of these coaches should be making, talking about the college itself, talking about the athletics program itself, not talking about, hey, I'm going to give you this type of money if you join. That's not the way to do it. Okay. Now, obviously, the rules, it forbids NCAA athletes from getting paid. We know this already. Okay. Whether you agree with those rules or not, it doesn't matter. The whole point of this is they should not be getting bribed by these types of people. And he was literally bribing a lot of, and these guys, according to this advisor that worked for him, I guess, Lewis Martin Blazer, he was actually bribing them between 100 and 3 grand so he can be their agent, or they can be their client. You know, like that again. That's just wrong too. So I don't know what to think of this, Nate. All I know is Christian Dawkins. Shame on you. Okay, now most likely he's gonna get some prison time. Again, I'm not sure how much. If we have an update on this, we will let you know. But I'm not sure how much prison time he's gonna get. But all I know, Nate, is this is a bad look. You know, we talk about these stories a lot more than people think. And again, there shouldn't be a need to keep talking about these stories, because this should not be happening. It's as simple as that. You should not be bribing these college athletes' families, and you should not be bribing these coaches to go recruit them to top-notch schools. That shouldn't be it. Here's what I don't understand here. Okay, ready? Here's what I don't understand. He's talking about how the top schools in the for certain programs, right? He was bribing them. Okay, if these are top schools, why aren't they recruiting themselves? Don't you think you shouldn't have that problem recruiting? This is what I'm talking about. You shouldn't have that problem with recruiting if you're a top school. If you're a Duke and you're a UNC or you're Kentucky or Kansas or Michigan State or Villanova, Gonzaga, I can name them all, Baylor, you shouldn't have a problem recruiting these people. You know why? Because you're some of the top-notch basketball programs in the country. You shouldn't have this problem. Again, now obviously there's competition with recruiting and everything, but this is just wrong, Nate. Okay, what Dawkins and Code did, they were just wrong. And again, most likely, I think they're gonna go to prison, because this is definitely it's a criminal charge, so they're definitely gonna go to prison. I'm not sure for how long. If we get an update, we'll let you know. But overall, Nate, this is just a messed up situation. And again, it is unfortunate too that there were families and coaches actually accepting this money. And who knows, maybe he might have pitched it to them to where it didn't sound like it was a violation. But regardless, I think whenever a coach offers you money, that's a violation right there. You're not supposed to do it. So with that being said, Nate, I'm not gonna wish nobody the best of luck. I'm really not, because I feel like everybody who was involved in this, and there are a lot of people who are involved in this to the point where we can't even name them all, but there's just numerous people being charged. So with that being said, Nate, I'm not going to wish anybody the best of luck. I'm just going to say this is a very messed up situation. And to a lot of, if any recruiters are watching right now, if you guys are bribing people or people in general, it doesn't have to be recruiters. If you guys are bribing, just stop it, okay? It's not worth your time.
I have a question before I say anything. Did the schools know that they were bribing or no?
It doesn't say. But again, I'm not sure if it's the school itself knowing. I think it was certain coaches that did it. So
All right. Well, all right.
So again, they said like 4 assistant coaches were took the bribe or whatever it might have been. So I feel like some coaches know about it, and then the school itself, not the whole school, probably doesn't, or whatever the case may be. But I could be wrong too, because it doesn't say.
Yeah, because it doesn't say. All right, so that just makes it all the more interesting. I don't know what to say, dude. I mean, we've talked about these kind of things before too, and it happens very, very commonly in the NCAA. We've talked about that with many schools many times. Arizona, Notre Dame had a couple of instances with the Did LSU have one or no? I think they did.
I think it was.
Oh, I know that was with Les Miles. Never mind, that was a whole different situation. But you get the point.
This situations with Dina.
Yeah. By the way, we have an update on that coming soon. But yeah, this happens quite a lot in the NCAA, Mario. But this isn't just referring to the NCAA. This is just in general. And yeah, it's big. This is big, and it's getting to the point where people are going to jail, or they're facing prison time. That's how it's on another level. You know what I mean? And this is just insane, dude. This is just insane. I really don't know what to say, because for one thing, you basically said everything. So by me saying it, I would be repeating myself. But even if you didn't, I just wouldn't know what to say. Like, this is just insane. We got 10 people getting arrested. These guys are facing a year in prison. Some may argue, he should face more prison time. I'm not going to make that argument because, but, I'm the last one to talk about when it comes to the law. But, yeah, I just don't know what to say to it. Not only is it just referring to NBA bound players, but NFL bound players too. So who knows how many players they brought? It could be so many of them. And you know what, man? I just don't know what to say. Shame on them, man. Really. So that's really all I can say. With that being said, again, like you said, I'm not wishing nobody the best of luck because this is just a really shady and messed up situation, man. Just really the best way I can put it.